Namaste, greetings to all, and welcome to another episode of One Way of Thinking About It. One Way of Thinking About It is a Q&A platform where we take up questions from individuals around the world, and I take about 10 or so minutes to deep dive into each question from our deepest understanding at this present moment. So with the foundation laid, let's get into it. Our question today comes in from Georgia. Georgia in the building, Georgia checking in. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So our question today reads, what is the best part of having family? And how do you feel when your family does you wrong? Powerful questions, great questions. Thank you for these questions. Let's start with the first one. What is the best part of having a family? So, this is one way of thinking about it. So one of the best parts about having a family is to learn universal love, to learn universal identification. So when we can learn to identify with one and all beings and creatures, see them as ourselves. This is universal love. This is what brings harmony and peace and love in our hearts for ourselves and for everyone else. And this starts with family. This is where it should start from, is family. This is the first people that we get to experience, that we are supposed to experience this true identification with unselfishness. Because identification plus unselfishness equals universal love. Love with selfishness equals attachment. It is not true love. And unfortunately, this is what has been taught, and this is what is known worldwide throughout humanity. We have lost the true understanding and knowing of love, universal love. Identification with one and all as ourselves, unselfishly. This is universal love. And this is where this should be the best part of having family. Because we're all born into a family. This is very interesting, just freestyle thought in this. Just we come into this existence, we come into this life, into this world through a family, into a family. And again, the best part is to learn this identification, because if we learn this, if this is the first thing that we learn, how to have universal love for one and all, because family is the start of it. It should not end there. This is just the beginning. This is just the foundation of your universal love. So we should learn it through family, through our friends. Then it moves to our community, our society, our country, the world, and then to all living creatures, the universe, through it all. But it starts at home with family. And interesting, we can see the reason why we are lacking this worldwide, because the foundation of where universal love, universal identification should start from is broken in the home. It has been what has taken over is attachment. So that is identification with selfishness equals attachment. Identification plus unselfishness equals love. So this moves us into, how do you feel when your family does you wrong? When you have attachment to your family, not love, now they can do you wrong. When you have true love, universal love for one and all, no one can do you wrong. Because you have unselfishness, you are unselfish towards them. So you see that whatever they are doing is for their progression in life. It is not personal to you. But when we have this attachment to family, friends, community, to our race, to our religions, to whatever it may be, when we have an attachment to that, now we take everything personal because we have a selfishness that is attaching us to these people, places, communities, whatever it may be, religions, whatever it may be. And we're trying to get something from them. When we have a selfishness, we're trying to get something from them. There's a desire that needs to be filled from them, that we feel to make us happy. And when that is not met, when that is severed, then frustration comes, anger can come, hatred can come, all these feeling like I was wrong, feeling like I was wronged, all these modifications of love can come. All these modifications of the ego can come, because that's what has gotten hurt when we have self-centered attachment to others. They can, we feel, let us down or do us wrong, frustrate us or make us angry. But if we identified with them as we identify with ourselves, unselfishly, we would understand that every human being in this life has the opportunity to live this life exactly the way they need to live it. They have incarnated in this life to progress and grow, and no one can truly say what that looks like except for them. So when we truly understand what life is meant for, to evolve, ultimately to evolve and to grow, and the only one who truly knows how they need to evolve, what they need to grow from, their strengths and weaknesses, things they need to overcome, is the individual. There's a great story of a great sage who had reached enlightenment, and it happened instantaneously. So one night before he was supposed to come out and lecture to his disciples, it happened. He merged. He completely merged with existence, the universe, source, God, whatever you want to say. He reached that fourth state, fully merged, fully enlightened. So he was in the back in tears. His disciples came to check on him because he was late to come out. He's never late. They came to check on him and said, "Master, what is wrong? What's going on?" And he looked at them and he said, "How am I supposed to tell God anything? When you truly understand that every individual is God incarnated in this physical equipment, this body, this mind, this intellect, pure consciousness, source, energy, whatever you want to call it, everyone has that pure consciousness, that Godhead, that source energy within them. So for you to tell them how to live their life or what to do or anything, that is blasphemy. You are trying to tell God what to do. That sounds absurd. So the only thing that we can truly do, and we should learn this with family, is to identify them, because they're family. We identify, most family looks like you and everything, so it's easy to identify with them. They look like you, do the same things as you, all of these things that helps us with the identification, this first learning of the identification. But with this identification should come unselfishness. I don't want or need anything from you. I love you because you are me. And this is where that identification and that universal love should start at. And then from the family structure, moves to our friends, moves to our societies, our communities, our countries, worldwide, to all living creatures, all living being, one and all. That is that true universal love for one and all. And that is the best part about having a family, because this is where we should initially learn this concept of universal love from. So how do you feel when your family does you wrong? You have to look and say, it's not them, it's me. I was attached. I got attached. I had selfish desires that I placed upon them. They have done nothing wrong. There's something inside of me. So it should give you an opportunity to look, not outside, but to turn inside and say, what is it inside of me that stopped me from identifying with my family unselfishly and truly loving them? Why was I identifying with them with this selfishness, that I needed something from them, that I needed them to do or be or act a certain way for me to be okay? When they're God, they are the only ones that truly know how they need to evolve and grow for their evolution, for them to get back to who they truly are. And that's the self, that's source, that's God, that's the universe, that's existence, that's Brahman, whatever you choose to call it. But each individual, we know this. We know this inside of ourselves. So this is one way of thinking about it. Thank you for the question. Wonderful questions, wonderful questions. If there's any comments, any extra questions, any clarifications, please leave them in the comment box below. We'll circle back around to them. Until the next time, much love, health, peace, prosperity, and blessings to all. Namaste.